Hey, my name is Oni, and I'm the leader of a little farming simulator called Naporia. Naporia started in April 2019, when me and the rest of my team, Team Lovebite, decided to make a simple, cute, and feel-good game. As such, Naporia came to life. You might be wondering, what is Naporia? Drawing inspiration from games such as Stardew Valley and the Harvest Moon series, Naporia is a farming simulator and a dating simulator. Unlike other simulators, though, this takes place in a fantastical and whimsical town called, you guessed it, Naporia. Full of unicorns, fairies, dragons, and everything else, Naporia is a surprisingly quiet and peaceful town where everybody gets along with each other and, more importantly, where everybody is friends. If you manage to get used to the werewolf mafias, pesky demons, and angels sent on a divine mission, you're all set to start on your little adventure. You play as the only human in town who, wishing to escape your overbearing father's demand to inherit his boring company, bought a cheap farm in a faraway land. You were quite surprised when you arrived in town, only to find that the mayor is a nymph made of wood and moss, and the blacksmith is a minotaur? Oh well, a bit of culture shock, sure, but how much weirder can it get? Basilisks, flying pigs, fruits with teeth, cherry bombs, is that a chimera? Oh my god! In Naporia, you raise fantasy animals and cultivate fantasy fruits, vegetables, and trees, which are almost all completely original. You start with a few beginner animals and easy fruits and vegetables, as we like to call them. 2 basilisks, 2 flying pigs, and a handful of seeds will help you start your little farm. You can harvest your products and sell them, or you can use them for cooking, which fills your stamina bar bit by bit. Your little farmer gets tired too. You have to take care of them, as well as your animals, although rest assured your stamina bar fills up automatically after a good night's sleep. Let's talk about romance. A secondary aspect in Naporia, there are a select number of villagers, 12 to be exact, that can be romanced by the MC regardless of their gender. They're all fun, unique, and most importantly, they have their own problems that MC can help them with. Romancing is done through a combination of in-game interactions, helping them and giving them the gift they enjoy. If you marry a villager, they'll move in with you and give you a bonus that'll help with different sides of the game. The time it takes for your crops to grow, or how much they're sold for, etc., etc. Some bonuses are more powerful or useful than others, and therefore the villagers that grant them are a little harder to romance. The romanceable NPCs rise in difficulty, from the first ones you meet being the easiest to the last ones you meet being the hardest. Because of the bonus system, polygamy isn't a feature in the game. Having too many bonuses would simply make the game too easy. If you wish to romance another character in the same save, you can peacefully break up with your partner and remain friends. Doing so will make your ex unavailable to romance again, though. However, romance is a totally optional part of the game. You can meet and help the romanceable villagers without actually romancing them. Just good old-fashioned befriending. Although you won't get any bonuses from simply befriending them, they're still fun characters to interact with. Besides those villagers, there are a slew of non-romanceable NPCs who, while not being as in-depth and well-developed, are still cute, relatable, and funny. While you cannot befriend them in the same way you can romanceable NPCs, they all serve a more functional purpose, such as the blacksmith who upgrades your tools, the shopkeeper that sells you seeds, the carpenter that makes you furniture. As mentioned before, you play as MC. MC is a young adult who bought a farm on a whim to escape their everyday life. They tend to be quiet and give bland answers. MC doesn't really have a personality, so you can make one up for yourself. Needless to say, MC isn't their actual name. The player character of Naporia is highly customizable. You can choose your own name, your gender, your hair color, skin color, and eye color at character creation. With gold coins, you can buy new haircuts, hair colors, and clothes from Très Chic Boutique. The hair and clothes options for MC aren't gender locked, so you can dress your little farmer in any clothes you think are cute, regardless of gender. Let's talk about the first 2 characters you'll meet in Naporia, Astra and Eos. Astra and Eos are unicorn siblings. While they don't turn into actual horses, they do sport cute little horns and tails. Astra is 25, making her the big sister. She's the only priestess in town, worshipping the goddess only known as the Mother. Such a prestigious position comes with its downfalls. She's worn out from hearing all the villagers' problems, but she still manages to be cheerful and kind. Known for her gentle, almost motherly nature, Astra is seen as a pillar of Naporia. Things would just be different without her. Due to a tragic accident, she was left to raise her younger brother Eos on her own. She loves him to bits and worries about him constantly. Astra is the first villager you meet and the easiest to romance. Eos is 20 years old and a bum. He's a very soft-spoken, mild-mannered young man who seems to enjoy sleeping, daydreaming, and cloud-gazing more than anyone else. He's ultimately harmless, if a bit frustrating to deal with sometimes. Despite being childish and irresponsible, Eos is a generally wholesome figure in the village. He's not hurting anybody, and it's always fun to listen to whatever dreams he's been having. He's very close with his sister Astra, however he feels smothered by her. She worries about him all the time, and that can become a bit overbearing. Not having been raised with proper discipline and education, Eos became lazy and sedentary. Sedentary? Is it sedentary? I'm gonna say whatever. He's the second romanceable villager you meet, and the second easiest to romance. Now, let's get into the meat of the project, the programming. I'm sure you're all wondering, well, that sounds great and all, but how much of the game is made? Well, keep in mind the game began in April of 2019, so that's not enough time to finish a game of this scale, but we've made some incredible progress I'm finally proud to show off. I want to give a huge thanks to ITR and Wheat Sales for all their hard work during these months. First, you'll notice our animation controller is working great, cycling between a pre-made idle, walk, and running animation. It needs some work, but it's at a point where I feel confident to show it. Next, you'll notice this strange box of wonders MC keeps running over to before planting something. This is just a test object to gather seeds from, and it won't be in the final game. What will be in the final game is the growing mechanic. You can already see different heart radishes growing. There'll be 3 stages of growth in the final game, and they certainly won't grow this fast, but we wanted to show you one of the core features of the game coming to life. Here you can see her walking very slowly. This will obviously be a bit more up to speed in the final game, but it's pretty funny seeing MC gliding around like a god amongst radishes. One thing you can't see here is the fact that the character can move in 2 ways. One way is through the usual WASD keys, and the other is actually by clicking on the ground you want MC to go to. This is just to add another option for people while getting around. That's about it for today's very first Naporia update. Our current schedule is to upload a large update like this once per season, meaning this is the fall update, the next update will be in the winter, then spring, then summer. Don't worry. We're going to be doing smaller, less info-packed, and more concentrated videos in between, so you don't have to wait all that time for new information. So, until the next update, I'll talk to you later.